Okay. All right, here we go, man. Starting up from the top. Salute. All right. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Monday evening. Another edition of KFTV's Bleacher Report simulcast. CP the franchise on the solo dolo. Forgot to say, here we go. Salute to you guys, man. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. On today's show, the Knicks have a huge week ahead. A big Western Conference test awaiting the New York Knicks starting tonight at home against Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. We'll do our Grizzlies game preview. Plus, we're going to talk about this week's Knick of the Week in Josh Hart, Mr. Triple-Double. Josh Hart just continuing an outstanding campaign this season for the Knicks. All that, plus call us up on the KFTV Discord if you guys want to tap in before tonight's game. And we'll talk a little football, man. Recap last night's AFC and NFC championship matchups. And I'll give you my Super Bowl prediction. Lock in, hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. The number one show for the fans, by the fans, is on and popping. Let's get it going. All right, man. Salute to the family, man. First and foremost, most importantly, salute to the YouTube family. Salute to the franchise channel members. And yes, this is live, man. This show was supposed to be yesterday, but unfortunately, we had a guest that had to cancel. Let me go ahead and switch up the banner here, the lower third, as we call it, on production land. So to whoever is asking in the chat, yes, this is live on the 27th here on a Monday. We were supposed to do this last night. However, things happen. I had a guest that couldn't make it, and so we had to reschedule for today. So here we are. All right, so salute to the family, YouTube, Bleacher Report, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Salute to you guys wherever you guys are watching. All right, let's get into it, man. Knicks coming off of a 3-0 week. Hey, revenge win against the Atlanta Hawks. I was at that game on MLK Day at MSG, taking care of business. No dice for Trae Young. You have Mikal Bridges having an outstanding game, and the Knicks following suit. Jalen Brunson also getting into his bag and getting revenge over Dyson Daniels, who had his number in the first two matchups between those two teams. Are they going into Brooklyn? And hey, it wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. They go in and win against a shorthanded Brooklyn team, and clearly tired legs kicked in on the Knicks in that second half of a back-to-back, but they were able to get that done, led by Jalen Brunson, 6 consecutive points in the fourth quarter, and the Knicks were able to close the deal there with some solid defense in the end, forcing a Cam Johnson 3 to go awry and end up escaping with a victory, and then a convincing victory over a resurgent Sacramento Kings team. But the Knicks offense just going out in gangbuster style. All 5 Knicks in double figures. You had Josh Hart with the triple-double, 20 points, 18 rebounds, 11 assists. OG Anunoby leading the team with 33 points. So, look, all in all, he took care of business on that schedule. They continue with that home-heavy schedule, and so you want to see the Knicks taking advantage there. But that Kings team, especially offensively, is no slouch with Sabonis and DeMar DeRozan, De'Aaron Fox as well. And so the Knicks defense, even though they had some trouble with Malik Monk and those guys, especially in the second half, I thought they did a much better job to close that one out and win convincingly. So that was that. 3-0 in the campaign. They're 2 games out of second place in the East behind the Celtics. Cleveland starting to come back to the pack just a little bit. If we take a look at the standings here, so to everybody in the chat, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Let's take a look at the standings here. And as we see, hey, look, the 6.5 back of the Cavaliers. But, hey, you just never know. Cleveland is kind of on a slide right now. Their last 10 games, they've been the second worst defense. So is that just kind of that team going through the dog days of the season? We'll have to see if that's a longer trend or signs of things to come. Maybe Cleveland's coming back to the pack a little bit. But certainly Boston has had their fair share of issues, whether it's injuries or consistency. Are they burnt out? A lot of people want to speculate there. But nevertheless, listen, man, we're in a good spot. 30-16, one of 6 teams in the league with 30-plus wins. Some of you want to say, well, the schedule this, schedule that. Hey, you play who's in front of you, and you got to win games. The Knicks are doing that. And so, hey, could be a lot worse. But for a team that's trying to get healthy and trying to gain some chemistry and come together, I think the Knicks are in a good spot right now at 30-16. What do you guys think in the chat? Ski 11 says the next 10 games are critical. Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And so, given the 3-0 week, this week we did poll the fans and we asked them, hey, who do you think was the player of the week? Who'd you guys think that was, man? It was none other than number 3, Josh Hart, Mr. Triple Double. Josh Hart, man, coming off of a 20-point, 18 rebound, 11 assist, triple double in the win over the Sacramento Kings. I mean, what can you say about this guy, man? 14 points, 5 assists, 36% from 3 in the campaign. He's been everything for the Knicks. The co-captain, as I always like to say, the unofficial leader. Brunson is the official captain. Josh Hart is the unofficial captain. And without his toughness and his grittiness, a lot of times, especially when the Knicks lose and lose to teams that you don't like to see them losing to, then we talk about how that grit is missing with Hart gone and Julius gone, Dante DiVincenzo gone, Mitchell Robinson not playing. But Josh Hart, he hasn't lost that. And I think he understands that. And the best part about Josh Hart is that when he talks about being a servant to these guys, no ego, being selfless, I don't think we can take that for granted. Having guys in the locker room that have that attitude is like, yo, listen, I don't need to score, but when I get the ball, and as you see, he's shooting the ball with a lot more confidence because a lot of these teams, when they try to take things away, they're going to let him shoot those threes. And so it's important for him to step into those shots in confidence. You're seeing him do that. As I said, he's shooting 36% from the field, from 3, 40% from 3 at home, which is good, which is really good numbers. 40% from 3 at home. So, hey, maybe tonight may be another night where Memphis gives him the opportunity to do that. But then doing the gritty work, boards. He's averaging 10 boards per game at home. Last 10 games, he's averaging 12.8 rebounds per game. The assist numbers. He is the second point guard. He's the second point guard on this team. Brunson's averaging 7 assists. Josh Hart is averaging 5.4 assists. He's the second point guard. And I saw a comment on the YouTube side. Salute to everybody in the chat. I saw a comment on the YouTube side after the Knicks win over the Kings when they talked about Josh Hart and they were saying, hey, we should be seeing a little bit more off-ball action for Jalen Brunson with Josh Hart running the point a little bit. And I think we will see that. And maybe we'll see that a little bit more in the playoffs as teams try to scheme against the Knicks and you get to the playoffs and you see these teams are seeing each other now. By the time you get to the playoffs, probably for the 5th, 6th time, maybe that's a little wrinkle that Tom Thibodeau can add into his playbook, getting Jalen Brunson more off-ball opportunities because on ball, he's going to be a marked man, especially when it gets to the postseason. So I think the Knicks being able to add that to their arsenal is a way to kind of protect Josh Hart from potentially being a shooting liability in the half court in the playoffs. And then you can free up Brunson for more off-ball actions and utilize his offensive efficiency, especially from downtown. So that could be a little wrinkle. But Josh Hart's calling card, which I always love, is number 1, his ability to get out in transition and create his own offense. And the Knicks are going to need that tonight. We'll talk about that when we preview the Memphis game. And again, being able to get to the free throw line. Get to the free throw line, draw some contact. Yeah, he has to cut down on the technicals, but hey, you can never, you can never down a guy's passion if it's in the right place. He's got to clean it up a little bit, but it's in the right place. So shout out to Josh Hart, Mr. Triple Double, on being named the KFTV Fan Nick of the Week. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. CP the Franchise on the Solo Dolo here on the YouTube Bleacher Report simulcast. After this game, we are going to have JD Sports Talk on the play-by-play tonight for the Knicks versus Grizzlies game. And then after that, we will have KFTV's Postgame Live, man. Number 1 postgame show for the fans by the fans. So keep it locked today. It's going to be an action-packed show. Everybody on the grind. If you guys are out there on the grind, man, you coming home from work or you still at work, go ahead and throw a hashtag grind in the chat and let me know that you guys are in here. Shout out to David Ortiz for life. He says, the GOAT of media. Shout out to David Ortiz. Starberry in the chat. Stephon Marbury in the building. Steph, are you going to the game tonight? Are you still out of town? Are you going to the game? Let me know. He says, Josh. He says, Josh Hart, let's go. We rolling. Yeah, absolutely. 3-0. Good week. Win over the Hawks, the Nets, and the Kings. Josh Hart, definitely the player of the week. Shout out to Sam Battaglia on the IG side. He says, I need that hat, brother. Hey, man, KnicksFanTV.com. You can get your KFTV beanies. Wintertime out here, it is frigid. So go ahead and get that, man. It'll definitely warm you up. Shout out our guy, Eric L. Beats. Salute Will Latimer on the grind. I Do Wonders. Tendril. Salute Travis Ware, franchise channel member on the grind. Manny Faces says he's looking for work. Okay, well, listen, man. Keep going. Somebody on the this morning when I was on Twitter, and I always, send a positive message out to the Twitterverse on Mondays. Mondays are hard, right? So always try to keep a positive message, especially with everything going on in the world. Stay positive, stay focused, and stay locked in. Somebody said, hey, man, I'm looking for a job. And so to that person, I just said, look, man, keep it persistent and keep going. It's just one of those rough patches, man. I've been there. I've definitely been there. So, just one of those rough patches. Stay focused, and better days are ahead. Tough times do not last, ladies and gentlemen. So that's my speech for the day. Now, speaking of Josh Hart, on the Josh Hart topic, he had a great week from a basketball standpoint, but he did not have a great week from a football standpoint. I'm sorry to the Commanders fans out there like Josh Hart, as the Commanders got dispatched by Saquon Barkley and the Eagles, and boy, oh boy, did his New York Knicks teammates let him have it. So here it is on the IG side. I'm pulling it up. Jayla Brunson letting the people know on Twitter. Josh Hart left the game before the fourth quarter started. So, here's Karl Anthony Towns, another Eagle fan, says, I can confirm this report. Karl Anthony Towns also adding Josh Hart, saying, pick up the damn phone. But this was the great clapback. This was the clapback that I love by Josh Hart. Him retweeting the Brunson tweet and saying, I got to go home and get some sleep because one of us has to play defense tomorrow. So I thought that was a great clapback from Josh Hart, even though his Commanders took a L. I thought that was a great clapback, man. Absolutely beautiful. Precious Achua getting in on the action. Someone check on Josh. So that's cool, man. Overall, you got to love the chemistry by these guys, even though as a diehard Giants fan, it's cringe to see them supporting all these guys in the NFC East. Hey, it is what it is, man. What can I do? I have no control over that. It just is what it is. And especially the Saquon stuff. I mean, I'm just getting cut up. I can't even watch the game in peace. Saquon's still running wild right now. But hey, what can you do, man? Shout out to the Rhyme Animal, Chuck D. Everybody in the chat, throw a hashtag PE in the chat to salute the legend. Shout out to Chuck. Sends a $10 super chat. He says, we're getting stronger, CP. Tibbs conditioning. We stay healthy. Look out. This team is conditioned like the 80s players when they played 100 games, especially Josh. Basketball players play basketball, especially pros. Yeah, Josh kind of took a little shot at the minutes police after that win over the Kings. Said, y'all got to relax a little bit. All right, so that was one up for KnicksFanTV. Then you have people saying that's not what he said. People trying to overanalyze it. Hey, listen, man. I just go with what the players say, man. That's it. I don't make the rules. But look, either way, man, as we talk about this matchup tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies, this Knicks team, the conditioning, as Chuck mentioned, it's going to be on display tonight. It's going to be put to the test because Taylor Jenkins and those boys, they are not playing around. They are leading the league in pace, and you have one of the deepest teams in the NBA coming into the Garden tonight. So we're going to see about Tibbs and his rotations, and we're going to see just how conditioned this Knicks team is because they are deep. We could talk about Ja for sure, but off the bench, you're going to be dealing with Salty Aldama. Now, he's questionable tonight with an illness. You have Luke Kennard. You have Brandon Clark. And Clark is going to be out there getting those boards. He's going to be blocking shots. And that athleticism, that's the key word here for the Knicks, man. When they deal with these teams, can they handle the athleticism of these teams? This Memphis team is going to be tough tonight. This ain't the Kings and defensively. All right, so that was one thing for me. My key against the Kings on Saturday night was like, look, Knicks just got to play a little bit of defense, get their offense out there. They'll be fine. But tonight, they're going to have to lock in on both ends because this Memphis defense does not play around. They are top 5 in the league in all ratings: offensive rating, defensive rating, net rating. The Ja Morant matchup. Mikal Bridges has been taking on the opposing guards. How do we feel about Mikal Bridges on Ja Morant? Is he going to be going under the screens to prevent the explosiveness of Ja Morant? You don't want him getting to, because once he breaks that front line, once he breaks that point of attack, look out below. And Ja in the Garden, he's going to want to make a statement. He's going to elevate from the free throw line. So that matchup I'm a little bit concerned with. I mentioned the pace and the depth. How does Tibbs manage the rotations to try to keep guys fresh? How do they handle that depth? Because with the Memphis depth comes a high-octane three-point attack. Top 10, top 5 in the league in three-point attempts. Top 5 in the league in three-point percentage. Matter of fact, here it is right here. They are, number 7 in three-point percentage, 7 in makes, and 13 in attempts. So not top 5, but certainly a good three-point shooting team. Desmond Bane, Luke Kennard, Santi Aldama. They have Jalen Wells playing well. Tough team. And if they're not going to be making those shots, because the Knicks are going to be giving up those threes. If they're not going to be giving up those shots, the Grizzlies rebound the ball very well. Very well. They're number 3 in the league, and they're number 3 in the league in both offensive and defensive rebounds. So it's not just Towns, it's not just Hart that's going to be having to get after it on the boards tonight. It's going to be by committee. Precious going to have to get after it. And the Grizzlies have some size, man. Jaren Jackson Jr., Zach Edey. He's elevating right now, just coming off a 5-block game against the Utah Jazz. They got a lot of size. Aldama. So the Knicks' size disadvantage, to me, could be an issue. So there's a lot there. And with Memphis, they're number 2 right now in opponents' effective field goal percentage. Teams are not shooting well against them. They are not going to be giving up those paint touches that easy. Those shots at the rim are not going to come easy. What they will do is they're going to give you the 3. They're a team like the Knicks that they're trying to take the paint away. They're going to give up the 3s. So tonight is a night where we don't know if Towns is going to be efficient from downtown. He's 1 for 10 in his last couple of games since coming back from the thumb injury. However, Brunson, Mikal, OG, Miles McBride, those guys are going to have to knock down those 3s once, if, and when the Grizzlies give them those opportunities. So I want to see the Knicks being able to cash in from downtown because they're going to give those up. It's going to be up to the Knicks to knock those down. Offense to defense. Another thing about the Grizzlies, they're 29th in the league in turnovers. Knicks defense has to be opportunistic tonight. Turn those guys over and get off to the races. Turn those guys over and get OG, get Josh, get Mikal out and running. So you can get some easier baskets because they're not going to come that easy. So I think that's going to be a key for the Knicks, man. The same ball movement that we saw against the Kings, that's the ball movement that we're going to have to see against this Memphis Grizzlies for the Knicks to have a chance on the offensive side. And when they give you those opportunities from 3, you're going to have to knock it down. They were highly efficient against the Kings on Saturday's win. I believe they shot 40-something% from 3. Let me just double check that. 143 to 140. The Knicks shot from 3 against the Kings, 47%. They shot 47% against the Kings. So they're going to need that type of ammunition to beat this Memphis team. High-octane team, man. What do you guys think in the chat? Give me a call on the Discord. Let me know what you think about tonight's game. Certainly not impossible, but it's going to be a tough matchup, man. Definitely going to be a tough matchup. I'm going to load up some people here on the Discord. I'm going to load up LD. I'm going to load up OS Jedi. And salute to everybody in the chat once again.
Hey, CP, how's it going?
Jedi, how you feeling, man? Go ahead, man. Go ahead. What's your takes?
Pretty good, pretty good. I have some notes. You touched on some of them beforehand. A couple things I want to touch on. Boston faces Houston tonight, who has a really good record.
Yeah.
So hopefully they lose that game. We win tonight. We'll be one game behind on second place. I really hope that happens. It's a really good chance to catch up. It's going to be a tough matchup because of rebounding and three-pointers, which you mentioned before. We're going to have to shore up our defense from the arc and make sure we're protecting that area. Let me see what else I have here. Yeah, that's it. But, I had a Josh Hart spiel I want to go into.
Sure.
Josh Hart reminds me of my favorite player. And not only that, he wears the same number. Josh Hart is a modern-day John Starks.
Okay.
The fact that John Starks was nothing but hustle. I'm old, so I saw John Starks play. It was my favorite player growing up.
Yeah.
The hustle John Starks had, the mentality of toughness, and I'm going to give it all on the court, is the same thing Josh Hart has. And I appreciate the fact that he takes a working class perspective of playing basketball. I think a lot of players look at the game as just something fun. It's a job. This is a job for these people. This is how you get paid. And if you don't put in the same work and effort that someone working 9 to 5 does, you shouldn't be on the court.
Yeah, fair points by you, man. Fair points by you. Appreciate the call, and we'll see you tonight for postgame, man. Good takes.
I hope so.
My guy, OS Jedi. Salute, man. What do you guys think in the chat, man? Rate that call in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. He said this is the modern day John Starks. I certainly believe hustle, grit, tenacity of a Starks for sure. I think as far as game, like if I had to draw a Nick comparison, I gotta go Mace. I gotta go Mace. If I had to do a 1-to-1 Nick comparison, and it's Mondays, shout out to Mace Mondays, I gotta go Mason, man. From the versatility, being able to bring the ball up, handles are sometimes can be shaky, but having that vision as a point guard, point forward, if you will, versatility at 6'4", the way that he's rebounding the ball at 6'4", on ridiculous levels, being able to guard multiple positions. And then, again, more toughness, more grit, more tenacity, similar to Anthony Mason. That's where I would go. There's some other incredible stats here on Josh Hart. This was from Tommy Beer. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. I'm just trying to scroll through Tommy Beer's Twitter here so I can pull it up. Hope I didn't go too far down. Hang on. Trying to find it because these stats were absolutely insane. Okay, here it is. So to everybody in the chat, I'm about to pull it up here so my guys on YouTube and stuff can see it. Over the past calendar year since entering the Knicks starting lineup following the injuries to Julius and OG, Josh Hart ranks 4th among all players in rebounds, just ahead of Anthony Davis. 12th in assists, 1 spot ahead of Chris Paul. 11th in steals, ahead of Halliburton. 4th in triple doubles, behind Jokic, Luka, and Sabonis. And of course, 1st in minutes played. ahead of Ant-Man and Tatum. But I mean, dang. Don't take this for granted, ladies and gentlemen. They got to steal when they got this guy. And so with those accolades, a lot of people were questioning, should he be an all-star reserve? I mean, the players certainly gave him his respect. He ranked 10th in guard voting among players this year, ahead of Derek White and Halliburton. Ahead of Derek White and Halliburton. Got some fan votes as well, ranked 11th in guards in the fan vote. Now, the media didn't show him any love, but that's all right. I'm surprised nobody on the Knicks beat voted for Josh Hart. But hey, congratulations to him. And I know people want to say, well, Draymond made it. Well, look, when you win championships, you're going to get a lot more respect. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. And hey, yes, there have been some questionable all-star selections in recent years. You talk about the Andrew Wiggins one where he got the fan vote based on like the teeny bopper thing, the K-pop vote. Yeah, there's been some weird selections in the past. But at the end of the day, you just give him his respect as a fan and as a student of the game. LD on the Discord. Go ahead, LD. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good, man.
Good. The past 3 games, the ball movement has looked excellent. You actually just said what I was going to say. Makes a lot of sense. Josh Hart reminds me more of a Draymond Green in the championship Warrior days where he's a Swiss Army knife, does everything. Mm-hmm. Keeps the momentum going. He does everything for the offense. And you're right. Offense and defense. And you're right. If he was on one of those teams, he's definitely an all-star reserve. Mm-hmm. Without a question. Here's something to note, though. Mm-hmm. Just kind of put in the back of our minds as Knicks fans as we're watching the rest of the season. From the beginning of the season up until that Sacramento game, the Knicks had the 30th ranked strength of schedule. Mm-hmm. Starting tonight going forward, it goes up to 4th, a.k.a. it's about to get real.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's about to get really, really real. If you just look at the next 4 games alone, it's like, okay, we're going to see some stuff. If we can keep up that same ball movement that we had the last 3 games, we shouldn't have a problem beating any of these teams, because one of the scales that I use to judge how good we can be against contenders is what we consistently do to the Nuggets. We consistently, for some reason, we love destroying the Nuggets for some strange reason.
They played them tough, man.
We just love destroying them, either at MSG or even in Denver with the high altitude. Doesn't matter. We keep destroying that team. So if we can keep the same ball movement that we've had the last 3 games and keep that in mind that we can actually beat these contenders, we should have no problems with this upcoming schedule. But yes, it's about to get real for sure for the Knicks, and I think we should be ready to go.
Yes, sir. So, see you at postgame, man. Shout out to LD on the Discord. And ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are new here, whether you guys are watching on YouTube, Bleacher Report, Instagram, Facebook, join the Discord. Our KFTV Discord. It's a group chat on steroids, 24/7 Knicks chat. And as you can hear, you can call in via voice and get in on the show. And another bonus, if you guys are YouTube franchise channel members, you get to skip the line and call us directly when we have these shows, when we have post game. So definitely a benefit. Just to give you guys the link, there's links in the video description on YouTube, but it's discord.gg/KnicksFanTV. Discord.gg/KnicksFanTV is the direct hyperlink to join us on the KFTV Discord. So salute to our guy LD. All right. Yeah, man. Look, he said all the points. It is about to get real, and I'm looking forward to it. I want to see how these guys handle these tougher teams. I want to see how they handle the adversity when teams are going on a run and they're raining threes on their head. What are the adjustments they're going to make? It's time. It's time, man. We ain't running from the smoke over here, man. We got to get ready. And as he said, if the ball movement stays sharp and consistent, they'll have a good chance. It's on the defensive side that I want to see them get busy. Offensively, they dropped 143 points on the Kings. They can walk into 100 plus points easily with that starting 5. I want to see the defense tighten up. This is going to be a tough matchup. I didn't even mention Triple J, the reigning Western Conference Player of the Week. 25 points on 55% shooting from the field. Triple J, Zach Edey, Brandon Clark, Southie Aldama. They got a lot of size. They got a lot of athleticism. And if Edey and these guys are not letting them in the paint, they're going to have to make their shots tonight. That's for sure. But also on the other end, you're going to have to stop that high-octane pace and the threes. They're going to be raining threes tonight, man. So let's see if they're going to be ready for that. I didn't even mention Jalen Wells. You know, Jalen Wells is a guy who's impressed me. I got a chance to see him during Summer League. And we took our students to see the Grizzlies. We covered a lot of Grizzlies games during the Summer League. And we took our students backstage with Sports Business Classroom. And they got to interview Jalen Wells. And I was very impressed with his maturity very early as a rookie. And so to see him starting right now and shining, it's not surprising, man. This kid can handle a lot. So he's another guy to keep your eye on. 6'8" or 6'6" or 6'8", I think. He's got some size there too. And that's going to be an interesting matchup to see how they guard. How are we going to guard up tonight? Because let's take a look. If at this Grizzlies matchup, let's take a look at the Grizzlies depth chart. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boy. So you got Morant, you got Bane, Wells, Triple J, Edie. So who's Jalen guarding? Is it going to be Bane? It's probably going to be Bane. Definitely going to be Bane. It's not going to be Morant. You put Hart on Wells, McCall on Ja. And then OG's going to have that Triple J assignment. Most likely. And then you're going to put Cat on Edie. So there you go. Captain Clutch is going to have to guard up. And you know Bane wants to shoot those threes as well. See how Desmond Bane is looking this year. Desmond Bane right now, last 10 games, Desmond Bane shooting 50% from downtown. 20 points, 6 assists, and 59% from the field. Last 10. So Desmond Bane has been cooking, ladies and gentlemen. Double figures in his last 5 games, averaging damn near 20. I might have clicked on the wrong guy. Hopefully he don't cook tonight. I might have clicked on the wrong guy. So yeah, Desmond Bane has been going off. What's his road splits look like? 37% from 3 on the road, 50% from the field. Somebody in the chat said Desmond Bane is such a badass name. Yeah, that's the name of problems. All right, so good luck to the captain tonight. Good luck to the captain. But speaking of the captain, salute to the captain. You know why? Because the captain always delivers. Shout out to Team Brunson, man. I'm showing a picture right now of an autographed Jalen Brunson jersey with the certificate. And this can be yours this Saturday at our Knicks versus Lakers watch party. But most importantly, it is a fundraiser for the Los Angeles wildfire victims and relief. We are doing a fundraiser for our friends out west. And with that, at the watch party, we're going to have a number of silent auction and raffled items, including the autographed Jalen Brunson jersey. All proceeds from the silent auction and raffle are going to be donated to the American Red Cross. And so it's going to be a great time. It is free to get in. You can get your tickets at KFTVWatch.com or KnicksFanTV.com. It is free to get in. We are asking for suggested donations of $20. Again, all of that is going to get donated. So come through for a great cause. DJ Eric L. Beats on the 1s and 2s, and it is going to be at Slate NYC. The address is 54 West 21st Street, and that's going to be Saturday night at 6 o'clock, man. I'll be there. My guy Ben Lyons, friend of the program, will be co-hosting, and that's that. So we have a number of items from the team. I picked up the jersey this morning from Team Brunson. You know what I mean? Shout out to my guys over there, Team Brunson, for holding us down always. And we appreciate that, man. So hopefully we'll see you guys there. And hey, like I said, it's the least that we could do to contribute and give back to the community. All right? All right. Bleacher Report, I'm going to log off here. Bleacher Report, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Same time, same place, 5 p.m. So to everybody else rocking with us, stay tuned for KFTV Play-by-Play Live, hosted by our guy, JD Sports Talk. Also, want to shout out our sponsor of today. Salute to our sponsors at Manscaped. Man, go to manscaped.com and use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Manscaped, the #1 men's grooming tool, both above and below the waist. They have a number of razors, electric shavers for today's man. From foil shavers, you have the beard hedger kit, you have the weed whacker, and of course the lawnmower 5.0, man. You got to, trim the hedges down below, fellas. You know what I mean? You're going out on those dates. Make sure you're coming in correct. And then they have a number of solutions, man, from shampoo to body wash, deodorant, ball deodorant, foot deodorant. So check them out at manscaped.com. Use code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. All right. So shout out to our guys over there at Manscaped. And then also, if you guys are going to the game tonight, man, and you guys need a discount on game tickets, go to SeatGeek. Use our code KFTV for 10% off your order, up to $20 off your total order. And hey, it goes a long way, especially when you're dealing with those high prices at MSG, man. So go to SeatGeek, the #1 rated ticketing app. Use our code KFTV. The green dots are the good deals. Great to good deals. The red dots, not so much. So stay away from those. And like I said, KFTV 10 for 10% off. All right, man. There you go. So either way, man, let us know how you guys are feeling about tonight's game. 7:30 tip-off. Knicks versus Grizzlies, man. #1 show for the fans, by the fans. Salute to our guys once again, man. YouTube was heavy in here. Salute to the Rhyme Animal, Chuck D. 700 people on the YouTube side. IG, appreciate you. Facebook, Glenn A. Ford, Prezi Prez, salute. Bro Mike, salute to you guys, man. Always appreciate you guys on the Facebook side and YouTube. I mean, yeah, YouTube, man. Salute to you guys, man. So we'll see you guys at 7:15. JD on the solo dolo on the play-by-play. And especially you guys that have Optimum and can't watch the game. Hey, best alternative is to watch along with us, man, on the #1 show for the fans, by the fans. So thanks, everybody, for watching. Remember that the show's available in audio podcast format. And we'll see you guys in a bit, man. Peace.